Alrighty. So just the agenda for today. We'll talk about the types of winter listings. We'll talk about Swimply Spaces, previously known as Joy Space. We'll talk about Swimply and how we will continue to help market you. We'll release the top earners of the month of November. And as mentioned, the wonderful discussion with Rachelle and the open Q&A. Okay, guys, so just a couple of items here. So a lot of folks are interested in kind of what this winter time for Swimply will look like. We're seeing 4 main types of listings that are particularly successful. Of course, we have the indoor pool. So for those of us who are blessed to have this option, I unfortunately do not. But naturally, if you do have an indoor pool, you have a great advantage to you. So we really hope you're taking advantage of Swimply at this point. Then, of course, we have heated outdoor pools. If you are heating your outdoor pool, I have another session that I do host periodically where we talk about how to winterize your listing. I pulled this example. So this is Danny right here in New York. Just a couple of key things. I love that Danny has indicated clearly in her title that she is heated. She has a minimum. She's using these flame emojis, and she's really updated the language right here in her listing to talk about some of the awesome features that she has outside of just your typical pool. So she's also offering jungle gyms and swing sets and trampolines. She's really made that New York pool experience much more than just the pool itself. So think about how you can update your pool listing to reflect the same. Also, if you're doing, whether it be a pool or a hot tub, make sure it's more of an experience and not just limited to the water. So I pulled a couple of examples here. You see we have the night lighting ambiance. Some folks are doing movie nights, so they're in the hot tub with a wonderful screen here. Then there's barbecue and beverages. This is a listing out of New Jersey. Neil has a fantastic kind of enclosed full dine-in area with slushy machines and so on and so forth. Very fantastic. Down here, we can see that there is a camp out kind of setup, right? So they have the fire pit. The host might offer marshmallows and chocolate bars and graham crackers complimentary for any bookings, and little nice touches like that really help to improve the experience for your swimmers. Then we have the romantic date nights with the candle lighting and the overhung lights. And then spa nights, where maybe a host might want to offer some type of the facial throwaway products and the towels, the rose petals, artificial perhaps, which can kind of accentuate the hot tub or backyard experience. Finally, with the mention of Swimply Spaces, so we're also starting to showcase more of our alternative outdoor spaces. So things like sport courts. So if folks have tennis or basketball courts, if they have swing sets and jungle gyms, as I mentioned earlier, that's a great option as well. And then dog parks or pet parks, I should state. So some folks have it set up very nicely where should another pet owner want to bring their pet to come enjoy your yard space, they can do so. So now if you are a host who's using one of those alternative spaces, again, previously known as Joy Space, now known as Swimply Spaces, still technically in beta mode. But if you are a host who thinks you have a space like that you would like particularly featured on Swimply's app, I ask of you to please go to the desktop version. From the drop down, click list anything. From there, you'll click list a space, and then you'll fill out a quick little form, a Google form with some questions, and then you will be added to our wait list. From there, we would love to pick we would love to choose you to participate as one of our hosts. We will list your space on the app. We're particularly prioritizing tennis courts, basketball courts at this point. And just a bit of an update. I believe we're actually looking to roll out with a workflow for this within the Swimply app. I believe next week is the target. So if this is something you're interested in, please submit the form now. We'll circle back with you as soon as possible. We'll figure out how to get you listed properly. A lot of folks are interested in how Swimply is helping you all, us all, to promote our winter listing. A couple of things I'll ask of you here. If you have properly winterized your pool, you've probably seen several emails about how to do so, but that will be doing things, as I mentioned, like explicitly stating in your title whether or not you're heated and updating your description. If this sounds in line with you and you think you've completely done the needful and you're ready to be marketed as a winter pool, if you have not already done so, please email james@swimply.com. Let him know you are winter ready. From there, we'll make sure to keep you top of mind as we do different promotions and different marketing. Now, you guys may also be familiar with our weekly winter spotlights. That is a separate initiative that is owned by my colleague, Priam. If you'd like to be featured as a winter spotlight, email priam@swimply.com and we would be happy to have you showcased. We are trying to figure out how to become this 12 months out of the year application so that we can continue helping you all to earn additional funds. We love marketing and supporting where we can. So should any media outlets reach out to you, please let us know. We're happy to provide you with the resources you need so that you can be successful there. I think my last note before I pass along to Rachelle is introducing the swag store. Long anticipated. We finally have rolled this out. We're incrementally adding more items. Many of you may have already received some of these items. If you are a top earning host, we're now offering additional for sale. And again, you'll continue to see more items featured in the coming weeks. So please feel free to check it out. And I should highlight, brand spanking new, we're now offering Swimply gift cards, and they've been doing very well. Oddly enough, I think about a week or two following our launch of Swimply gift cards, I think I happened to notice that Airbnb is now offering gift cards as well. Happy to share the idea with our fellow friends at Airbnb. All right, guys, so we love to see it. The top earning hosts for the month of November. We have this listed both by dollars and by bookings. You'll see along the left side in the month of November, we've got Rick and Diana, then Stuart D, Kim F, and Brittany C, all out of Portland, Oregon, coming in the top 4 spots. Then we have Annie for out of Seattle, Washington. So kudos to you all. Now, we also love to see the number of bookings doing well also. Again, out of Portland, Oregon, Stuart with 77 bookings. Heather F tied out of Washington, D.C. with 77 bookings as well. I've got to take a look at her listing. Heather, if you're here, I'm so impressed and intrigued about how you got that many bookings here on the East Coast. I'm on Long Island. Rick and Diana with 50 bookings, Kim F again with 39, and then our highly acclaimed Jim B with 38 bookings out of Westland, Oregon. So congratulations, guys. Keep up the great work. Awesome example of how folks can still be successful during the winter months. Alrighty, so now with no further ado, I am going to introduce our incredible Rachelle Duesing, who's she will talk a bit about herself, but she's been a host. She started with this past summer. She's done a fantastic job. Swimply really wanted to showcase her because she has these really awesome ideas and initiatives that keep her guests coming back. So with that, Rachelle, if you are with us, I will go ahead and pass the mic to you.
Thank you for your patience. I appreciate you guys being here today. My name is Rachelle, and my husband Jeff and I run the pool resort-like retreat here in Sacramento, California. We had our first ever booking on May 29th of this year. Over the course of the summer, we had 58 bookings and a total of 40 five-star reviews. I know compared to some markets, that doesn't really seem like a lot, but considering how many pools we have on the app in the area and the fact that a lot of people here in our area have pools or know someone with a pool, we were pretty excited about that. I take care of getting the welcome gift together and a card. That was something that my husband and I, or that I came up with when we were having our first ever booking. I wanted to commemorate that time with giving the swimmer like a nice welcome gift. We gave her a beach towel and a card, and we hung up a sign welcoming her and her family. And she really appreciated that, especially the towel. She even wrote about it in her review. So we kind of came up with the idea that we would give out a free towel to the person booking the reservation the first time that they came and swam with us. So my husband Jeff, he's an analytical type of guy. He likes to keep lots of spreadsheets. One of the facts that we have is that 91% of the guests that came to our pool were using Swimply for the very first time. Swimply really took off in Sacramento this past summer, and we wanted to make sure that we provided people with an experience that kept them coming back and spreading the word to other people so we can hopefully even have a better summer next year. 75% of our bookings were on the weekend and 22% of our bookings were repeat customers. So we really tried to emphasize getting people to come back to our pool. So like I said, the name of our pool is called Resort Like Retreat. When we designed the pool, we had a resort type of setting in mind. Our property sits on a third of an acre. One of the things I appreciate about our yard is how deep it is and how we have the pool built set back from the house, which allows for privacy for our swimmers, but also for us when we have larger bookings. We don't hear all the noise going on in the background, which is great. One of the amenities that we have at our pool is the pool house, which used to be an old ratty shed that we converted into a pool house. And we built the pool and designed the backyard back in 2018. So in our pool house, we've got the refrigerator. You can see the picture there. We have drinks, snacks, ice cream. We have a spot where people can put a birthday cake or any cold dish or anything that they want to refrigerate when they come over. Also pictured there, you see a welcome sign that we hang up on the gate welcoming people when they come. One lady, when she saw that sign, she walked into the backyard and she was literally had tears in her eyes because she said it reminded her of her honeymoon, which I thought was really sweet. So she took it down with her and took it home. And then pictured there, I think one of the things that kind of set us apart when we started on the app was that we give out a free towel to every person. The first time that they come to our pool. And if you notice the towels, the flamingo towel, the coral and white striped towel, and the navy and white striped towel, if you look at our pictures on the app, they deliberately tie in with our theme. And that was very intentional because I wanted to welcome people with a gift that was practical and useful. Thought about leaving out chips and soda or water, but everybody's got different dietary needs. So I wanted to send people home with something that was practical, useful, and it's been really fun to see people come back a second or third time and they've got their towel with them. And again, the fact that the towels deliberately tie in with our theme can serve as a memento. When they use that towel at home, it'll remind them of the fabulous time that they had at our pool. One of the great things about our backyard, even though we have a pretty large backyard and can easily accommodate 50 people, we have a max capacity of 15. We've done that because we're trying to not upset our neighbors. We have one neighbor that isn't too keen on this idea. So right now we keep the max capacity at 15. There've been a couple of times where we've had parties of 25, but it's pretty rare. But one of the things I appreciate about a backyard is we have seating for 30 people, everyday seating for 30 people. So you can be down by the pool, sitting on the sofa underneath the the shade of the covered patio. You can be lounging on the sun deck working on your tan. You can be sitting up on the upper patio in a chaise lounge or dining at the table. There's plenty of seating options for places to and places for people to go when they're here. One of the things I really appreciate about our space is the emphasis on design. I went to school for interior design, so having a place that is aesthetically pleasing is really important to me. And then in addition to that, I just want it to be something, a space that's functional. I really, when I'm designing something, I really think about how people live and move in the space. So that was kind of the emphasis on design and functionality and people just being comfortable and having a place to eat a meal or put down a drink, or if they want to go into the pool house and watch TV, they can watch TV or read a book under the shade of the awning. Some of the free amenities that we have lots of pool floats for people to enjoy. And then some of the add-on amenities is the grill, the hot tub. We have yard games like bocce ball and cornhole, as well as a happy birthday sign that people can add on as a premium amenity if they so choose.
Next slide, providing a VIP experience.
So for us, like I said, when we started on the app, we knew that Swimply was relatively new to Sacramento as far as it taking off. As I mentioned earlier, 91% of the people booking were first-time swimmers. So we really wanted to set a tone and a precedent for not just having a well-designed functional space, but really doing that, what I think is above and beyond hospitality. So we have the welcome sign on the gate. They come to the backyard. They love the space. They think it looks great, or at least I hope they do. We give them a towel, and the 3 towels are different price points. So like if it's a less expensive booking, they get 1 towel. If it's a more expensive booking, they get a premium towel. And then we greet them with a card, and people just really appreciate that extra touch. And for me, I really enjoy it. I enjoy having people over and just enjoying the space. We also make sure that we, upon every booking, and one of the things that's great about the Swimply Facebook page is we were on the Facebook page a couple of weeks before we had our first booking, and I was able to learn a lot from the other hosts and different challenges that they were having. And so we came up with a template. As soon as I hear a notification of a booking, I immediately message the swimmer through the app. I thank them for their reservation. Thank you for choosing our pool on this day at this time for this many people. I give them the whole spiel about everyone that steps foot on the property is included in your booking, whether they swim or not. I let them know about parking and having decor pre-approved. You want to make sure that they're not bringing any decorations that could cause damage to the property, which, as I just mentioned, being on the Facebook page, there was a swimmer that had posted, or a host that had posted, that a guest had brought some colored streamers and they stained her pool deck. And I thought, oh man, I don't want that to happen. So part of, for me, providing a VIP experience is preventing those awkward conversations you have with swimmers when they show up and they brought glitter bombs and you're like, oh my gosh, no glitter, please. Or they brought extra people. So we send that communication as soon as we get the booking. Hopefully we can address all of those uncomfortable possible conversations in the future. And that way, when they show up, they're already prepared. They can walk in the back gate. We go over our pool rules really quick and they head out to the pool and they have a good time. We've got our welcome sign that we have up. Like, as I mentioned, we go over the rules with the primary. We actually have them sign a copy of our rules. I've had people say, well, I didn't know that was a rule. I didn't know I could do that. And then I could say, well, I've got your signature. You signed this. It's, so that helps. Luxury restroom with heated floors and specialty soap. Okay, I know that sounds kind of silly, but I kind of have this pet peeve about cheap hand soap. So that's why that's on there. We go out at the end of every booking. We let the guests know that we're going to come out probably about 10 minutes before the booking is over, just kind of check in with them and see how they're doing. And then when we go out there, we give them what we call Pinkie Bucks. And when we were giving out the towel on the first reservation, somebody said, well, what are you going to give people when they come back? They're going to expect something. I was like, that's cool. So we were thinking of like, well, maybe we do bottled water or soda or chips. And I thought, well, not everybody likes that stuff. I want it to be something that I want to give people something that they're going to actually want or use. So my husband said, well, what if we came up with our own currency? Because we have all these chips and drinks and juices and tons of ice cream bars in our freezer for our personal use. So my husband came up with, he called it Mingo Money. I changed it to Pinkie Bucks. So we go out at the end of our booking, we thank them for coming, and then we give them the Pinkie Bucks, $5 worth of Pinkie Bucks. So when they come back, they can go into the pool house, they can get ice cream, chips, soda, whatever it is that they want. People love that, especially kids. They really, really love that. And then another thing that we do, special giveaways for repeat guests. We had a number of swimmers that had come twice. So I sent out a message to all of them in the app. I called them my two-timers. And I said, hey, thank you for your repeat business to our pool. The first person to book and come swim for the third time is going to get a special gift. I've had giveaways like the gal that wrote our 20th 5-star review or our 30th 5-star review when they came back. And they didn't know they were going to get this, but when they came back, we had a little something for them just as an appreciation, thank you for being a repeat customer. And some of the challenges that we've had are people, and we've all been there, people not acknowledging our communication in the app. I've had people show up with decorations that I didn't know that they were going to have with them. And then again, you're having that awkward conversation, more swimmers showing up than are reserved for. Living in a residential neighborhood, we try to really be cognizant of the number of cars. So I also communicate with people before they arrive about parking and where to park, and also non-approved decorations. And again, we're just trying to have these conversations with the swimmers before they come, so that when they come, they can just walk into the backyard, head to the pool, and have a great time. Are you guys still there?
Yes, we are. That was excellent. Thank you. Great improvisation, Rachelle. There's one additional slide that I pulled your pictures and I included them more recently. You may not have it on your version, but here I am showcasing the before and after pictures of what that outdoor shed looked like and how you converted it to a pool house. Incredible. Awesome. And then also we have the birthday sign social media image, so we can see how you incorporate the flamingos. The birthday sign looks awesome. Anything you want to add on that picture?
I'm trying to pull up the picture, so that the email that you sent me.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you sent me about a couple of pictures. I pulled the exact same one. So just if you want to touch upon that. I also have the cookie tray.
I see it now. Yeah. So that first picture is we had just we were putting in the pool, and that's what our pool house used to look like, that ratty old shed, and we converted it into a pool house. That was always my desire, to have a pool and a pool house. So I was really excited that we had the opportunity to do that. And then the second picture is a picture of focusing on our hot tub at night. And I like how you can see the stripes of the pool house in the background. And then of course you have our flamingos and the happy birthday sign. And then the next slide, the little black dude sitting in the chair, that's Oliver, our cat Oliver. And that little tray was something we put together for the gal that wrote our 30th review. She came back for a second time, and that was just a little something that we had out for her. And then that's my husband, my cheesy husband. He had those shirts designed, and then every booking he wears that shirt. He's very proud of that. It's very cute. At least I think it is. And the last picture, I think, is just a picture of the pool house with the fire pit, and that's something that we have for our winter setting for the hot tubs.
That is awesome, Rachelle. This is fantastic. I've got to tell you, as a host, I think you're clearly one of the top hosts, in the sense that you really pay attention to details, and you make it such a fun experience outside of just coming to your pool and just taking a dip. So this was fantastic. And I'm sitting here cheesing at the picture of Jeff. I think this is very clever. I think you guys probably had this made before we had, or we're still working on really nailing down our Swimply attire. So maybe we'll be able to pull this in and leverage this. I like the honeydew concept. Hopefully we can get some of our significant others to really support. So that's awesome. Thank you.
Lauren, I
Thank
was
you.
going to add something as well. I think one thing that I've always really liked about Rochelle's listing is that she does a really good job of definitely taking into consideration what past swimmers have liked and building on that listing as well. So, you know, she looks like, I mean, from my first assumption, it looks like you take suggestions from swimmers too. You know, you ask them questions about, you know, what they liked, what they didn't like, and that has clearly gone a long way for you. So.
Yeah, thank you. One thing that we do when we greet people is we ask them how they heard about Swimply, because we're interested to hear how people heard about Swimply, and then we take note of that. And then at the end of their time, we, you know, thank you for coming. We hope you had a 5-star experience. Is there anything we could do to make your time here better next time? So yeah, I appreciate that.